What's up, everybody? I'm David Hain. Welcome to episode number 290 of the A to D from Addict to Disciple podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, please like, subscribe, follow, and share the link with your friends. If you'd like to get our curriculum, you can get the paperback or ebook of From Ashes to Destiny on Amazon. Today's episode again is number 290 of the A to D from Addict to Disciple podcast, and it's entitled Lonesome Park. We've done previous episodes on loneliness and being a loner and feeling isolated, and there's a chapter in the From Ashes to Destiny curriculum on feeling alone, abandoned, or rejected as a heart wound. But recently, as I've been talking to people, the thing that I've found in common is just this deeper feeling of being so lonesome. And the dictionary says that being lonely and lonesome are the same. But as I said, I hear a deeper emotion coming out of the guys when they talk about being lonesome. So I thought today we'd go for a walkabout in Lonesome Park. I hope you enjoy this time. And here we are at the beginning of the park, and it says, "Welcome to Lonesome Park." Being alone refers to the physical state of being by yourself. You're physically alone in the sense that no one else is with or around you. Feeling lonely, on the other hand, is an emotional state where you feel disconnected or isolated from others. Even surrounded by friends or family, you still feel disconnected. But lonesome emphasizes a sense of sadness, isolation, or melancholy. We're going to go through the park. We're going to go to the signs where typically they have quotes and journals where people can write in. And I encourage you to maybe get your journal out and be able to write some of your thoughts about your feelings of being lonesome yourself. The first sign as we go down the path says, a quote by Herbert V. Prochnow, and it says, "A city is a large community where people are lonesome together." That's a good quote to start out. A city is a large community where people are lonesome together. Let's check the journal and see what guys wrote about that. First guy said, "That's how I felt in prison, and now it feels the same in this homeless shelter. I've got people around me, but I think we're all lonesome together." Next guy wrote, "Yeah, we're friends. We call it family, but we're not family." Or is that you? Do you feel that you're surrounded by people who you call friends and family, but they're not family? The next guy wrote, "So true. What we share in common is our addiction and our sorrow over what we lost. Whenever anyone shares, my sorrow actually goes deeper, so I don't want to hear them talking about their sorrow and their pain." Wow. So we can be surrounded by people. We can be in a city, in a large community, and find out that we're just lonesome together. Let's go down to the second sign and see what it says. This is a quote by Carl Sandburg. And it says, "The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to." Shaw, I like that one. That one's deep. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. Let's open the journal. First guy says, "I can't sleep. My thoughts keep me awake. I've got no one to talk to." And I can see how Mr. Sandberg said the moon is the person that he can talk to, because I've got no one. Might as well be the man in the moon. Next guy said, "Yeah, people don't even listen who are paid to listen to me. You know, the counselors and the therapists. They just want to hear a little, then try to give me an answer. I wish someone would just listen to understand, to actually hear me." The third guy says, "Yeah, I agree with what that last guy said, because I'm feeling that I'm not heard either." And that's a lonesome feeling when you start to open up and you start to share and no one's really listening. I guess I need to start talking to the moon because I'm up all night also. Okay, let's go down to the next sign as we go through this path in Lonesome Park. And it's a quote by T.S. Eliot. And it says, television is a medium of entertainment which permits millions of people to listen to the same joke at the same time and yet remain lonesome. Wow, that's so true. Let's see what the guys wrote in the journal. First comment says, funny how we look like we're together doing an activity when we're watching TV in silence. Yeah, we may be laughing at the same joke on TV, but we're all just watching the TV. We don't even know who's in the room with us. Talk about lonesome. Second comment says, I grew up in the smartphone age. So when we went out to eat, we were all at the same table, but each on our phone. We weren't talking. And you know why we did that? It was the same at home. Mom and Dad would be sitting in the living room. Me and my sister would come home from school. We'd all just get out our phones, sit there. No one would be talking to each other about how their day was, or if we did, it'd just be good, and you wouldn't even look up from your phone to talk. We were a group of people lonesome together. Next guy wrote, amazing how I post on Facebook and Instagram photos and comments just hoping for a like, or better yet, responses to my comments with comments of their own. And I have to admit, I do it to feel that I have friends, that I have family who are actually listening. But I guess it's me just reaching out from my feeling of loneliness and lonesomeness. Let's get on to the next sign. And this is a quote by Leon Redbone. And it says, lonesome, lonesome, I know what it means. Here all by my lonesome, dreaming empty dreams. Weary, weary at the close of day. Wondering if tomorrow brings me joy or sorrow. Wow, that's deep. Let me read that again. Lonesome, lonesome, I know what it means. Here all by my lonesome, dreaming empty dreams. Weary, weary at the close of day. Wondering if tomorrow brings me joy or sorrow. Let's open the journal. The first guy wrote, bingo! This quote nailed it for me. Empty dreams because no one else is in them. Why do I bother to dream when I know I'm going to go through the dream all alone? Talk about lonesome. Next guy said, for me, it's the weariness in that quote. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's my lonesome. There's no life anymore. I'm just weary. And I remember a song that my granddad used to sing a lot was by Hank Williams Sr. called I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. I want to say some of the words for you guys in this journal. Did you ever see a robin weep when leaves begin to die? Like me, he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. I heard my grandpa say that a whole bunch, but I never thought that it would be my song. Wow. Deep comment there. See what the next guy wrote. He said, talk about your granddad, your grandpa. Well, my grandpa had a song too. It was called The Lonesome Road by Gene Austin. And I'll give you some of the words from that I remember. It said, weary totin' such a load, traveling down that lonesome road. And he just used to keep going, traveling down that lonesome road. And like you, I never thought that would be my song. But I found that lonesome road in my addiction when I lost everything. And I'm still on that lonesome road in recovery, wondering how to get any of it back. Wow. Last comment in the journal says, I don't even wonder if tomorrow will bring joy It's always the same old sorrow, guilt, and shame. You know why I'm lonesome? Because losses are permanent. What I lost in my addiction is never coming back. And I'm finding the lonesomeness, the sorrow is from realizing that my losses are permanent. Wow. Deep stuff coming out from the guys in this journal. I hope you guys are writing stuff down too. Let's head out to the end of the park. And the last sign says, our challenge is to overcome our sadness. It's not about finding closure, but being able to acknowledge and express our emotions. We hope your walk through this park has given you the space to reflect and express your pain of being lonesome in a way that you can see the start of a journey to move forward. And we'd like to give you one last quote as you leave the park by Edward Abbey. May your trails be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous, leading to the most amazing view. May your mountains rise into and above the clouds. Wow, that's a great quote to close this walkabout with. May your trails be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous, but leading to the most amazing view. May your mountains rise into and above the clouds. I think that's all of our challenge as we work to overcome our sadness, that we know it may be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous walk, but it's leading to an amazing view. And we may be walking through the clouds where there's no view at all because the clouds are obstructing it. But this mountain will take us above the clouds. Thanks for listening to this episode of the A2D from Addict to Disciple podcast. If you were saying that's me, I'd like to encourage you to reach out, join a group, talk to someone. You can message me on the link in this podcast or by email at davidfroma2d@gmail.com or go to my website, www.froma2d.org, and click on the contact page. Keep listening to future podcast episodes, and as always, stay safe and stay resilient.